Hello YouTube, I'm back as being directed here by my wife because I can't see. Apparently this in TV land is go! And with Tony, look, he is not a sock puppet.
Yeah.
Sock puppet.
We needed to make this video to address the fact that I am in fact real.
That's our story and we're sticking with it. You are real.
I am real.
So he's going to join me on this special packages and pickups slash whatever the hell we end up talking about video, because there's been a lot of I guess news in the gaming industry.
This is true.
I've been away, so I haven't really been putting up videos. I'll probably comment on that too, and he'll probably interject and slow the whole process up. That's what's going to happen.
Yes.
Yeah, and we have tea, so you know, you might want tea as well. I have a Pac-Man cup. Previously appeared in the pickups video. You don't, because you know you're not special.
This isn't my house, so I don't have my cup. But yeah.
Well, when you visit, I always give you that cup.
This is true.
This is the pickup couch. That's what that's what Sean called it when I once filmed another pickups video here. He called it the pickup couch, and this is where we game. So normally you see the other side of the camera where we're pointing at the screen, and this is where we sit. Although I normally sit there. You stole my seat today.
Yeah.
Bastard.
When we're not actually playing, this is my usual seat. I don't know why. I like being on the left-hand side of this particular couch.
Probably.
Again, completely pointless trivia.
Yeah, and that's because it's a package and pickups video.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far all we've shown is cups.
Yeah. Which you've already actually covered in a previous
Yeah,
video.
I have. I've probably even shown your cup before
Yeah.
at some random point. But anyway, as I said, Tony is not a puppet.
Mm-hmm.
So that should answer Skunkworks, you know, who previously claimed you are.
Yeah.
And
I was always trying to think of a witty response to that, but really when someone
you're not
calls you
witty.
a puppet, they automatically win the argument. There's nothing you can say to someone who calls you a puppet.
okay, I must call you a puppet more, especially when we're doing our challenges. Because then you'll be frozen in the middle of the challenge. No! My Achilles heel! He called me a puppet!
We've already proven on our challenges that complimenting each other is the best kind of trash talking. It does affect our gameplay. We found that in the arcade challenge.
Yeah, definitely. But anyway, I'm going to start getting on with these things. As I said, I was away, and I was in the UK for an event, and that was the camera's quite far away, so hopefully this is picking up. But it is the Legend of Zelda Symphony of the Goddess show. Is the program. I'm not going to go through it all, but there's an example, because it's not much of a program. It's basically artwork from the games. When I get a program for a show, I expect, I don't know, information about the show,
Yeah.
not information about the games, which I guess the games inspired the
Is
show.
there any information on the orchestra?
There is.
Okay, yeah.
Well, Emer Noon, she's the conductor and she's Irish,
Excellent.
so very good. And she is a classically trained musician, founded the Dublin City Orchestra at 21 years of age, and produced a series of sellout concerts and whatnot. Moved to America, did more work, generally done well for herself. So it just goes to show you can make it.
What had we done by the age of 21?
Well,
I mean, before you became a world-renowned YouTuber.
well, you see, I had my own orchestra at the age of 18. You know, I grew bored of it. You know, as you do. Obviously, we're great mates with Tommy
Wait, you've two
Talarico.
of them. You've two programs, those two we went to.
Yeah, we've two. No, to get these, you couldn't buy them separately. You had to buy merchandising.
Really?
Yes, merchandising. Oh, that was an absolute pain in the arse. Now, normally these things would be sold, you would have thought too, because people just wanted to buy the program, but they couldn't. So you had to buy either a shirt, which is this one here, which is fine. It's a black shirt, you know, Zelda. Can't go too far wrong. Or a poster. So I bought both. I don't have the poster here. I didn't think ahead. This was very much off the cuff. Tony was over. We weren't really playing any games. We weren't really in the mood. And then just said, hey, how about we stick his face in front of the camera so you know what he looks
To
like.
prove I'm not a puppet. Again, can't emphasize that enough.
You know, sometimes when people they make a really big point about something. It's the opposite.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, you know the way they say that people overcompensate.
Don't know what you mean.
Okay, I'm sure you know what I mean. But anyway, back to Zelda. Yeah. So merchandising. You could buy, if you bought one item, you got your program. So I was buying two. So I said, "Can I have two programs for both of us?" He said, "Oh no, you can't do that. It's one for a transaction." And I said to him, "Well, then I'll buy it as two transactions." And he was like, "Well, I guess you could do that." And I said,
Damn
"Yeah."
right.
And I said, "Yes, that's what I want to do." He was like, "Fine." I was thinking, just give me the two fucking programs. It would have been easier.
But why do that at all? I mean, if you go to any football ground, they will sell you the program outside the ground. You don't even need to go in the ticket.
In America, if you go over to Broadway, they give you it as part of the show. You get the playbill, not to be confused with the Playboy. They don't give you that.
Well, it depends on the show.
Anyway, sorry, you were going to.
Yeah, I was
you
going
threw me
somewhere,
off.
but
Yeah.
I threw you off for the Playboy bill.
Yeah. Anyway, well, I went down that road.
Yeah.
Playbill. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd wonder, do they think they make more money by forcing people to buy a poster or to buy a shirt or whatever other merchandise was there?
I don't think they could not keep the stuff in stock. I was literally, as soon as we went in the door, went straight to the merchandise because it was like, just every single one of the merchandising booths, people were cramming towards them, and they only had those two items. But I had to queue up, was it 3 times I think, to get one that had a medium t-shirt, and it was the last one.
Oh, okay.
For that booth, they were just selling out like that. Zelda fans were just mad keen to go and get their merchandise. If they had more, they would have sold more. In America, they actually had cocktails, Zelda themed cocktails. We didn't do that over in Europe. When we went up to the bar and said, "Are you doing the Zelda themed cocktails?" and they were like, "Oh God, no, we'd have loved it on those." No, we only do standard, beer, whatever. But no. But show itself, I may as well talk about that. It was I told you the name of the orchestra earlier. London.
The Royal Philharmonic Orchestra?
Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. Probably was that anyway.
I wasn't even there.
Yeah. But you could tell I was. And you went, "Oh, anyway, they were very, very good, very professional, but the show was very short. I would say, in terms of the time spent listening to music, probably about an hour and a half, maybe less. So, and the tickets were very expensive. They were like £100.
Now, this was actually yesterday, and off camera, I asked about the orchestra, and was told that someone sitting quite.
Wait. You see, we were researching. We were preparing. Yeah, this is when we were preparing.
We were having a conversation. We friends. We do that.
Yeah,
Don't just say we friends. We are friends. Yeah, we friends.
We friends. Good. Long time.
And Alan was telling me that there was someone quite near them just having a chat. I said, "Well, you're coming to the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. I mean, this isn't a pub show band. Why are you sitting there chatting? Especially if it's only half an hour long."
Well, no, it wasn't half an hour. It was an hour and a half.
Oh, an hour. Okay.
Yeah.
It was half.
But it was more that they would play a song, then there'd be, applause. There might be a slight interjection from one of the people responsible for the show, and then another song. And that was fine, but the middle part of the show is built around 4 movements, and really the best way to experience that is with as little break as possible.
Yeah.
Because when it flows together, it's really, really nice. So I was just it would have been better if there was no kind of breaks and just.
Yeah.
Although I was really surprised that they said, they mentioned that they apologised that these bits are a bit longer than like 4 minutes for a song. So I hope they don't drag on too much for you. You're here to hear the music.
So would you think they were dumbing it down? I mean,
In
they were
some
judging it by a
ways,
pop song?
Yeah, in some ways they were, which is a pity. I think they were not giving the audience enough credit in that regard.
Yeah.
Because it was great. I wanted to hear the music kind of reach its maximum potential. It's 8-bit music, 16-bit music and so forth. And, to hear it performed in a way that is completely beyond what it could have been on a console, it is quite magical, really. So I would certainly recommend people to go, but I guess don't go in thinking you're going to get the length of what you might get if you went to an actual orchestra, which would be much longer. But anyway, that was why I've been very quiet on YouTube, because I was off away enjoying myself. Yeah, went to Legoland too. Finally, 30 years in the making. Had to get there. And I also went to a market, and I only picked up one game. One game. Went to Wimbledon Market and the paid game, bastards. And I picked up one game. Do you know this game? No.
Hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah, it's hurdy-gurdy. Hey, you said
I read it.
Well, I don't even know if this is complete. It is. This was a quid. And after going to the market, I say I'll pick up something. So it's a PlayStation 2 game. It's by Core Design. I do remember hearing about it very, very early in the PlayStation's lifespan. You can tell because it's got a black box too instead of the blue boxes. So I thought, okay, I'll pick it up while I'm here. The market itself, as I said, was in Wimbledon, which took ages to get there.
Yeah.
There was a guy selling, he had a few Mega Drive games, but they were all sports ones. And he wanted like £2 a piece. I was like, forget about it. You know, sports games, he probably had them for about 6 months. There wasn't even very many resellers, which is a bit disappointing. So I only managed to pick up one there, but rather surprisingly, then I went to a CEX near where I was staying. And they had like a load of games. So, well, they always do PlayStation 2 and so on. But in Ireland, they have a much, much smaller selection. And well, to my great surprise, they actually had a retro games too. Now, CEX generally don't do retro. Anything older than PlayStation 2, no, that's it. So, it was actually my wife came up and goes, oh, they have a box N64 game in the cabinet. I was like, what? What the hell, CEX with an N64 game? And it's complete, but I have it in a protector, so I'm not going to take it out. It is Mission Impossible. It's in fairly good condition too. The only thing that was wrong with it was, I think one of the corners is a bit bent. Probably not going to come out on camera. I'm not going to try. Apparently it was originally £40 sterling back in the day. Kind of depreciated a bit. Now it's $3.
A little bit.
A little bit. Kind of like, I don't know, buildings in Ireland, really, I guess. But yeah, of course this is based on a movie. Looks like Tom Hanks. Yeah, he was in a movie.
Although
probably looks more like Tom Hanks than Tom Cruise.
It actually does look a little bit like Tom Hanks, or just no human ever. No, I mean, the face is very streamlined. Can you say his face is streamlined? It's very angular as well.
Are you saying his face is aerodynamic?
He looks like an android.
He could be an android though.
It's based on an android Tom Hanks.
So there we go, a retro game with CEX. They actually had a load of they had a load. Yes. Well, they had DVDs and CDs too.
Oh, okay.
But they had a load of loose cartridges, N64, Game Boy, Game Gear, whatnot. I thought about picking up a few loose ones. Kind of decided to leave because I try and pick up box. They also had boxed SNES and boxed Neo Geo Pocket Color, but they had just come in and they had to come up with a price for your man. So because they're not their standard stuff, they basically don't have set prices, and they have to go through a whole, coming up with a price routine that was going to take a few hours. And we were leaving literally within 15 minutes to go to the airport to get a plane home, so I couldn't wait, which was a pity, because they had Yoshi's Island 2. But I asked him, well, what do you think the price is going to be? What do you think he said?
No idea.
50 to 60 quid. That is kind of what it goes for. That one is really hell its value. It's a decent game.
I don't think I'd pay 50 or 60 quid for Yoshi's
I don't
Island.
think you'd pay 50 or 60 quid for any game.
No, I don't think I would.
No, Tony always comes over to borrow the games and play others. But what is the most expensive game you've ever bought, do you think?
Dragon Age. I bought both Dragon Age 1 and Dragon Age 2. And they would probably be the most up-to-date games. There's very few games. It's usually RPGs. If I am going to buy something new, it's an RPG. I bought Fallout 2 new, bought Dragon Age new, and I think I pre-ordered Dragon Age 2, and I'm probably going to get Dragon Age 3 whenever they get around to making it.
God, they're so lazy.
I know, I want to play the game. Although, I said that, I lost all the information and save points, so I now need to recreate my mage and go blow stuff up again. It's a terrible shame.
Yes, it's terrible when you have to play games.
I do.
Forced to, And they're so cruel that way. But back onto packages. We have the next, I guess, retroist. Retroist, is that a word?
It is now.
Yeah. Retroist. The next Retroist game is SimCity 2000. It was €3 as £3 as well. It's a PlayStation 1 game, all complete. They had a lot of PlayStation 1 games, and this has got a really thick manual.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're building a city. You know, you can't do it with a tiny manual.
Put the disc in. City is built. It's all complete, as you can tell from the weight. I'm glad I didn't get that shipped over myself because that would have been heavy. I've always enjoyed these type of sim games.
Yeah.
They're just fun to kind of waste time with. This is probably a little bit much, or people in the UK might see this as a bit much, but we don't see PlayStation 1 games around here that often.
No.
In fact, we went to a car boot this morning. Pretty much not a single game. That's a lie because it was a couple of games, but very, very barren.
Stop lying to people, especially when you point it out immediately afterwards.
Well, it's kind of like I lie, but then I have remorse. No, I can't lie to them like that. Liar's remorse. Is that a thing? Or is that another thing we're making up?
Yeah, it's called guilt.
Oh, that's what I've been feeling all this time. Guilt! Ah, now we know. But I'm going to jump forward and apparently surprise you. No.
Okay.
We're going modern. A
Modern.
modern game. Modern. I always struggle with that word. Modern. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an Irish thing. That's actually...
We're turning into the enunciation channel.
Modern.
When something is relatively new.
So how relatively
Fun with
new
English
is this?
with Alan and Terry.
This is a completely different channel. Anyway.
Yeah, we've just... I said it was package and pickups and maybe a bit of rambling and chats. I did not expect us to go into like English lessons. Especially not with me involved, you know.
I before E, except after C.
Okay, I'll write that one down later.
You shouldn't. You should just remember it.
But I'm very forgetful.
Oh, okay. Screw it anyway.
Oh, but I'll forget to write it down. Anyway, I've nearly forgotten what the hell I was going to show. Modern game. It's Assassin's Creed 3 on the PlayStation 3. Complete again. I've just been... Oh, it's in front of me, so I may as well show it. Finishing off Assassin's Creed Revelations. Finished Brotherhood. Anyone who's been watching my recent-ish pickups and the games have all collapsed on me will know I like Assassin's Creed. Great series. I highly recommend you play it. I know you haven't, but I think it'd be right up your alley. Because you assassinate people. That's up a lot of people's alley.
Yeah, I do like assassinating people.
And I like the fact
In
that
games.
you can... Okay. I like it in real life as well, but, you know.
Do you find that you get much chance to assassinate people in real life?
All the time.
Working in IT is a different sector.
Yeah, all the time. You know, double assassinations, flying assassinations, poison darts, crossbows. It's surprisingly relevant today. You wouldn't think it isn't, but it actually is.
Is that our tip for the day then? Become
Yes.
proficient in several types of assassination.
Yes, multiple techniques, because you never know when one or another will fail you. So maybe your double blades have been damaged or broken,
Yeah.
but you've got a poison tipped dart. You got a fallback. Always be prepared to assassinate.
Yeah. This is something we were talking about, or not assassinations, but we were talking about how sometimes we let our tip for the day slip, and we've been replacing it with Tommy Tallarico references. So, I don't know, we're going to try and get back to the tips of the day.
We also got Tommy Tallarico reference in this video, and tip, and English lessons.
It says everything. And we had a cup of tea.
And I think I finished my tea. Oh no, I have a bit left.
Oh, okay.
And that's kind of like an egg timer. The more tea you have left, oh, it's not too. Whoa, I've no tea left. How long have I been talking? Probably quite a while. But the long and the short of it is, I really like Assassin's Creed. I have this one set in the American Revolution. Looking forward to playing it. But there's always a but. They're talking about exclusive download content that expired in March. The game came out at Christmas. It was only valid for like 3 months. What the fuck? Or did it come out last Christmas? I think it did. I don't know. I'm usually a bit behind. Yeah, 2012.
Yeah.
So that's a bit lame, isn't it?
That is.
But lots and lots more games. I picked up 27 games in CX. Some of these we're going to go through kind of fast because you won't know them. And when we were flying back, not we, we were going with a certain low frills low frills airline. They like to keep the frilly stuff nice and low.
And there's an image. Okay.
Yeah, no frills airline that should remain nameless. Well, of course, our main check-in bag was a bit overweight. So they said, would you want to pay extra to have that checked in? Or do you want to take some items out? We were like, it costs 3 times as much as the flight pretty much to fucking pay the extra. So he's like, no, we'll take stuff out. And put it into our carry-on, so it's not going to save you anything, you fucking idiots, just put the bag through. But anyway, that's what they're like. But with 27 games, I guess it's no surprise.
And yet you were surprised.
Yeah, I shouldn't be.
No.
I get, when we've flown to places like Vegas, you get more of an allowance. So we've never come close to even hitting them, but I was going to say the name there.
Yeah.
But that No Frills airline,
Which shall remain nameless.
shall remain nameless.
Presumably they don't fly to Vegas.
God, no.
Could they even make it halfway?
Oh God! If you flew to Vegas with them, flew to Vegas.
We're back to English.
Yeah, this is why I apparently need you here to improve my English. If you flew to Vegas with them, you would probably kill yourself.
Or them.
Or them, or both. I mean, it just wouldn't work.
No.
They're fine for short haul, but long haul, no.
Yeah, there are certain luxuries you need on long haul.
Yes, like
Toilets.
landing the plane.
Also good.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yes.
off planes onto games. And first up is a friend of mine. I'm sure I've seen lots of these games. It's Sonic Mega Collection. You know these games. You played them.
I played several of these, yeah.
Yeah, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic Knuckles. You played all of those games, in fact. Believe it or not, this is the first time I've actually owned the Sonic Mega Collection. CX. All completed. I don't know why it's a PlayStation game. It's not very exciting. But obviously I've played those Sonic games. I've barely played this one though. Sonic Heroes. Join the team. It's a 3D Sonic game, so it's also complete, but it's a Platinum Edition. Have you ever played Sonic Heroes?
Nope. Not once.
Oh, the box is a bit damaged. No, apparently you play as 3 characters at once and switch between them. So you have a speed character, an agility character, and a power character, and on the fly you got to change character to, say break through blocks or fly over a cannon, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting, but the modern Sonic games are a bit hit and miss. This one now, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, FPS. Obviously, I guess a follow-up to Wolfenstein even. German. Hey, there's actually something in here. Oh, Activision. The warranty manual. So it's very complete. But it was $150 and an Xbox game. Not very exciting, but I figure at $150 you can't go too far wrong. You never know when sometimes these £1-2 games turn out to be real gems. And you get as much fun out of them as you do out of spending 60 quid in a brand new game. Well, you don't, Ozzy, because you don't spend 60 quid in a brand new game. And sticking to the cheapy theme, we got Prince of Persia, The Warrior Within. I've heard that these are going to be very good, these Prince of Persia games. Again, you've probably never played it.
The new ones?
Yeah, did you not play The Sands of Time?
No.
Oh, I must be thinking of... That's it.
Possibly.
Yeah. But anyway, these are meant to be quite good, although Sands of Time is going to be the best. And you asked me about this game earlier, and I said, I do not know. Dr. Musho, another Xbox. Yeah, it's an Xbox game. It was in a black box, so I didn't twig. It's complete, although maybe not in the right box if it's in a black box. I have heard that this is meant to be a good game. I have no idea. Now Tony's going to have a read through.
Yep.
We're flicking over to the GameCube now. We've got Wolverine's Revenge. You like Wolverine?
I do. I'm not sure I want to be part of his revenge.
Well, how do you know?
He might kill me.
Oh, I thought you meant you were eating his revenge, part of it.
Oh no, that's absolutely fine.
If he was, going after you, unless you happen to have Magneto's abilities, you'd be kind of screwed.
So this is £4 for. We're going back to Dr. Muto. Forget Wolverine for a second. This is £4 sterling for this.
Don't forget me. I'm going to revenge you.
Yeah. So Wolverine's Revenge is £2.50. This is £4. Do you know of any reason why an Xbox original game should be?
Well, Xbox original is the same generation as GameCube.
I know, but why more expensive? Because this is the most expensive you've had so far.
Yeah, I know. No, it isn't. You weren't paying attention. Assassin's Creed was 16.
Yeah, of this era.
Of this era, yeah. Apparently, there's quite a bit of people after Dr. Muto. And less people after Wolverine.
Because of the revenge.
Well, presumably.
Carry on.
But it's a GameCube game, and I try and pick up GameCube games when I can. Now that I'm seeing it, I get confused with these X-Men games. I'm not sure if I have this or not on another format, like a PlayStation. Damn. With the PlayStation, I have slipped at least once and bought the same game twice.
What was it?
I forgot, so I'll probably buy it again. But I know I did. I know I did. Hey, this generation, £8, and it's not complete, which I was a bit annoyed about.
But Pikmin is absolutely fantastic.
I've never played Pikmin.
You probably should.
Yeah. Well, I bought it, so I do plan to. But people...
You bought 27 games at the same time. I mean, this could be, 5 years from now you're picking it up going, I should play this.
That has happened. That actually has happened.
To you, I can imagine that happens a lot.
Yeah, it does. Things kind of come and go. Like at the moment, I'm in a bit of an Assassin's Creed kicker, have been. And I only broke it for 2 games.
Yeah.
One was Batman Arkham City, which is a great game. You'd really like that, actually.
Yeah. I haven't played it.
If you like Batman, which I assume you do.
I do.
Yeah.
This is one of the kind of Batman versus Superman things, and I always think about the what's that phrase called? The suspension of disbelief. So I can do one thing. You're allowed one superpower, and I can forgive it. Superman just does everything. I can fly. I can shoot laser beams. I can breathe ice. Just get out of here. Go away.
I quite like Superman, I have to say, but I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I do. I know what you mean. He's kind of feels like too powerful, and it's like, oh crap, we better give him a weakness. Green rocks. That'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But where were we? We were Pikmin. How the hell did we get to Superman from Pikmin?
Because Pikmin are pretty super.
Okay.
Boom-tish.
I'll have to take your word from that. Because, as I said, never played it, but GameCube games, they're very hard to find. I find them hard to find over here, so...
I find most things hard to find over here. That one shop that we go into, which is probably a front for some sort of crime.
Now there's a no...
Yeah, the guy, he doesn't know what he's doing at all. Like, you go in, you buy it, how much is this, PlayStation 1 game of which there are thousands of copies. In fact, I think I saw one in the street for free, like 20 quid. And
yeah. Speaking of PlayStation 1 games where there are thousands of copies, but I still left it behind and wish I didn't, Final Fantasy 7. They had that for 15. To be honest, I would have paid that on eBay and shipping, so I probably should have picked it up.
You should have picked it up.
Yeah. The PlayStation 1 games are all stacked and I couldn't really see them right. I should have just said, bring the stack. But there we go. Here's another game. I actually have the original. Here's another game. What a redundant sentence.
Especially in this channel.
Yeah, especially on this channel. This is stacks of games. I built a throne of games and go, hey, you'll never guess what, but this is a game. It's the Blob 2. I had the Blob 1. It was an okay game.
What do you mean had? You still have?
I still have.
Still have the Blob.
I just bad at English. Me bad at English.
Yes.
Bad. Complete again, in actually very good condition. It's an interesting premise. Basically, you're a blob, so kind of like a painting. You have to jump around, colouring all the buildings in and whatnot. Think of it like 3D Cubert in a way. But $2.50, I figured, geez, it's not too bad. You can't really go wrong. I'll try it at some point, maybe in 10 years. But we can go cheaper.
Yeah. Here's another game.
Here's another game. Here's one you've seen earlier, probably, because it's a very common game. I think this might have been published by Sega. It's Mad World. I keep showing you.
You're showing in the spine.
Can
you see that?
Actually, Plutonic does like to show out from the spine, but at this distance, this is a notoriously cheap game. It's also quite a bloody game. Might be right up here early too. Basically, it's kind of like a black. Hey, it has what the hell? Unleash extra violence. Platinum Games. Yeah, it's got all the boom. black and white game, but the blood isn't red, so you go around chainsawing people's hands off and stuff.
Kind of like a Sin City thing.
Yes,
Okay.
a bit like that. It was one of those things that critically did quite, well, reasonable at the very least. Commercially bombed, so you can pick it up. Even in Ireland, you can pick this up for £4 or £5. So it's an easy to find game. Nearly a similar vibe. Nights. What's the second? Jesus time. Journey of Dreams, the sequel, of course, to Nights into Dreams. Another common, wee cheapy title from Sega, of course, complete again. I do have Nights now. I don't know if I showed that. I've gotten Saturn games that I've forgotten to show, and Nights might have been one of them. But it's considered a classic on the Saturn. The Wii follow-up is not meant to be as good, but again, at £3, it's basically very Sega styled, kind of a quick arcadey feel to it. And I don't mind those type of games. You can drop in and out. Man, this was a big stack of games.
Yeah.
$2.50 for a Nintendo game. That is cheap. Metroid 3. And this is actually meant to be very good. I have played a bit of it. Found it controlled a little awkward, but apparently if you get used to them, because you used a nunchuck, you nunchuck to move and the Wiimote to look around. Apparently when you get used to it, it's actually very good. I did like how you could use the nunchuck to kind of grapple, so you could pull, which actually worked quite well, I have to say. So complete as well. It's amazing how some of these Wii games, at least in the UK, at £2.50, £2, they're practically giving them away.
Yeah.
And it's definitely the time to stock up. It's the same with PlayStation. 10 years time, some of these things are probably going to be like the Mega Drive and SNES. They're going to be much more expensive. Sticking to the same price range as well. Dewey's Adventure, £3. I no idea what this is about. It's meant to be a platform game of sorts, so I said I'll try it. By Konami. Usually Konami are pretty good. Now this one, it's also missing the manual. And look at the price.
Okay.
For a PlayStation 2, that's probably shocked you.
Yeah, it has.
I
wouldn't have paid that.
Apparently, this is by the same people that made Okami.
God Hand. Is this about...
I haven't shown the game yet.
I haven't had any of them yet.
It's God Hand. Damn puppet. But anyway, you were saying.
Not even complete.
Not even complete. 15.
Is that the game about Maradona saying was Hand of God goal?
No. Have you seen the cover? You punch through people's heads. Through their heads. It's basically a beat 'em up. Apparently it's meant to be very good, very surreal. It's by Capcom, which is generally good. It's by Clover Studios. They did... Or is it Clover or Platinum? I can't remember.
It's a studio.
It's a studio. They basically closed down after this game. But I think they might have been involved in Beautiful Joe as well. There was a few of those kind of... They didn't sell in massive numbers, but they were critically acclaimed games. They did them all, and then... That's the way it went. But 15, this one is going to become more valuable, I think, in time. But probably...
If anyone has the manual, send it to them.
Yeah, send it to me.
For free.
Hey, I know you know this game. Age of Empires 2.
I'm not allowed to say it.
You're not. Oh, this one's missing a manual too. It's like beat up case. Actually, it's got one of those cheapy, modern... these modern games coming in with late generation PlayStation 2 games now come in this crappy plastic. That's how you describe it. I love the PC version. Absolutely love it. It's been hours and hours playing it. I'm curious to see how it translated to the PlayStation 2. Back in the day, I remember looking at it in the shops, thinking, how will this work? I didn't really want to pay anything too much for it, because it really needed the mouse.
Yeah. What did you pay for it?
£3.50.
£3.50?
So £3.50 is not too bad. I'll take a chance for that much.
Yeah.
But that was about my upper limit. This one I bought by accident, actually. I didn't even realise it was in my stack of games.
Okay.
I meant to put it back and I didn't.
Fair enough. An accidental purchase.
But it's by Capcom, which is why I picked it up in the first place. And it's called Chaos Legion. There we go. No idea what it's about. You are Sieg Werhit. I guess. I don't know. Can you pronounce that?
It's
nearly
like
like...
Warhead, I think.
You are the Stig, I'm going to say. Battle-hardened warrior. That does sound like the Stig. Apparently there's intense combat.
Does that sound like the Stig?
Well, he's a warrior.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to let you go with that metaphor.
Well, he's a road warrior. Anyway, I have no idea because I didn't intend to buy it.
Okay.
But the stack was quite high.
This stack is also getting quite high. I'm wondering, does that actually show on the camera?
Yeah,
or is it just going to get
eventually
it's just going to be no Alan, it's just going to be me, and then a hand every once in a while.
People are going to think I'm the puppet. We're back to Sonic. Sonic Unleashed. Game of two halves, quite literally, because you play Sonic, and Sonic has a Werehog. Sonic is the usual, run fast, good stuff. Werehog is kind of like a beat 'em up.
Yeah. I have seen this being played. It seems reasonable.
Yeah.
I think £5 is fair enough to pick up. You'll probably enjoy it.
Yeah, I figured I would for a £5, and it costs more over here, so there we go. Now, you certainly know this franchise, Star Trek Enterprise. So, no, that's
Encounters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I seen the Enterprise and went, Enterprise! Star Trek Enterprise E, like Bethesda.
Really? Bethesda?
Yep, Bethesda. 5 generations at your control.
None of them canon anymore.
Well, yeah, that's true. Well, I guess they're canon, they're just a different canon.
Yeah.
They got rebooted out. I've seen the new Star Trek movie while I was over in the UK in the VIP scene screen, you know, private. Oh yes, you know, nothing but the best. Nothing but the best in public cinemas. And it was good. Not as good as the Raticon. But then again, it would have had
Very, very few movies are as good as the Raticon.
I kind of felt they were trying to squeeze in too much action, just not enough character development. It kind of felt like going back to what we'd seen in the first movie and go through the same, I guess, rigmarole again.
I saw one article online discussing Rathacon is always considered the best of the Star Trek movies, and by fans usually.
Yeah, I might prefer the Undiscovered Country. I'm torn.
Yeah.
I'm torn.
I do.
Rathacon to Undiscovered
for me,
Country.
Rathacon.
Yeah.
But this article is saying why Rathacon is so overrated and why Star Trek Nemesis is so underrated. And it just came across as a bored, attention deficit disorder teenager. It's like Rathacon, they're just standing there talking. Or they're just kind of talking, like
us.
They don't go to any planets, they don't go to new planets, they're just sitting there talking. Like, that's what
it's
acting
still like us.
is. That's what acting is. Character development, talking. Like,
Anyway. Yeah. You've seen the movie too, so I guess you have the same opinion. It's enjoyable.
I enjoyed it.
It's enjoyable, but it definitely doesn't surpass the original series.
I don't even think it surpasses the original reboot.
No, it probably doesn't.
No.
I felt it was a little too.
Wow! Everything's going on here. Look! Lasers!
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have warned me you were going to. I thought he was having a freaking fit there for a second.
And lens flares all over the place.
Yeah. I concur. Star Trek Encounters 250.
Which has nothing to do with it.
You see, you're getting everything: movie reviews, holiday tips, and some gaming stuff.
What holiday tip did you give?
Go on holiday.
That's a tip, okay.
Well, don't you agree?
Yeah, okay.
Well, there we go. Go on holiday. Tip of the day. It's what I learned from you when you spent a month in Australia. Go and take a month off if you can. Tip of the day. How's our time doing? 4 minutes.
40 minutes.
We're okay. We're okay.
Minutes.
We're having a slight interlude there to figure out time.
And that stack is in the way.
Stack is in the way. Oh.
Thank you to the Irish nerd wife.
Because, otherwise I would no longer be in screen. Maybe Tony is planning it. Back to the X-Men.
What putting them there? Oh, I'm getting blamed for everything today.
You always get. I always blame you, to be fair.
Yeah.
Now you have it on camera that I'm saying it too.
I can prove it in court in case they ever need to.
Yeah. Here's a game that I bought recently.
Another
A
game!
game! A game! What's this? A game? In this holiday tips program? Stroke English lessons?
I'm just waiting for the next one to be, here's an encyclopedia. No, it's another game. You don't have an encyclopedia.
Here's a phone cover. But there is books all around too, so I nearly could. But anyway, no. It's a game. Bought it recently, bought it on the PlayStation 2. But this one is the Substance Edition, because the other one has no substance, apparently. Metal Gear Solid 2. Oh, this was a controversial game. Because you didn't get to play as Snake the whole time. A lot of people didn't like that. Which is understandable, I guess. So apparently this has 350 plus VR missions and 150 plus alternative missions. I thought I was going to say 150 plus alternative endings. I was going to say, what? You got to play it through 150 times.
Do you like alternative endings?
It depends on the game.
One of the best games I loved on the Mega Drive was Phantasy Star 3. Absolutely loved it. And you get a choice of who to marry in the first year, the first generation. And so who you marry depends on what character you become in the next generation. And each of those can marry one or two people, and then you have different branches.
Mm-hmm.
So you end up with the 4 different endings. I think it's 4. Anyway. And, great, 4 different endings. You play it different ways, but Phantasy Star 3 is an old school grind RPG. It takes a long time. Especially when I think you only had about 2 save files.
So presumably you had to erase them to do it again.
Yeah. Interesting, but took a long time to see all the endings.
Sure, even like Sonic the Hedgehog's got multiple endings. 2. With or without Caitlin Mills.
True.
And completing it without isn't that tough, really. Cause getting all the case endings can be kind of tricky.
Yeah.
Back in the day, in particular, it kept coming back because you wouldn't have like a 30-hour game where it's you expect each time you pick it up to be doing the next mission or the next level. You'd be going through the same stuff again and again and again. Streets of Rage is less than an hour long. Yeah, how many times have we played it? Only has one ending.
Yeah.
No,
sure.
wait, does it have more than one ending? Is there a bad ending? You think I would know? Streets of Rage 2 only has one ending.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it really is.
Sorry. But anyway, Metal Gear Solid. It has 150 endings, according to me. That's why it's called Substance. That's a lot of substance. It doesn't really. I'm having a good conversation on my own now.
I'm just sitting here watching you.
Yeah.
Yes. What other nonsense will you tell us right now?
Oh god, I feel like Alan Davis and QI.
It probably requires some explanation.
If you've seen QI, you will know. Xbox game Scalar 3. That's a really
Scalar 3?
Scalar 3. Sounds like a graphics card, doesn't it? But I was recommended this game. I think it was this game that I was recommended.
As opposed to something completely different.
It's possible. People mentioned a lot of games. I'm pretty sure this was the one that they meant. So it was £3. Why not? Kind of looks like a 3D platform with a bit of a Sonic-y vibe actually on grinding on the thing that he's grinding on. Don't stop looking at me like that. Scalar. It's been a long video, people. The next one. Classic. I kicked your ass on this. Outrun 2. Not the Coast to Coast, because this is the Xbox version. $250 complete. Just before I went to UK, I went to a car boot sale, and for a completely banged up copy with a scratched up disc, no manual, he wanted €3. So this one's complete, and apparently it handles something better. Classic game, I absolutely love that one. I think you've quite enjoyed it too.
I do enjoy a good driving game, yes.
Yeah.
And I should point out, you didn't exactly kick my ass so much as just beat me.
Yeah, I prevailed. That's how I see it. I'm building that sack up again, Jesus.
So is that the end of...
No.
Oh, there
Is that the end? Have you seen any of my packaging? No.
No.
They're too long. 3 more.
So is this one. I won't even look at this.
You've been in this one. You don't need to look at it. You've lived the experience. Back on back with Sonic again. Sonic Riders. There we go. This one actually had to complete again. This one had to have the disc resurfaced in the shop. And I had to run off. I had basically gone and started getting a small stack of, let's say, 8-9 games, including this one. And realised I'm not going to get through the shop. There's so many games I want to buy before checkout time at the hotel, because it's the last day. So I gave them to my wife and said, could you go sort those out? I'm going to check out and come back. Did that, and when we met up in the coffee shop, she said, oh, this disc is getting cleaned, you have to go back and collect it. I said, no problem, because I was going to look for more. So we went back in, the girl came over, with the disc, and we were, she said, bye now, enjoy your flight. And we were like, oh no, gotta wait for that stack of games, which is like twice the size. And she's like, alright. Because she had said, oh, he'll be back for more games, kind of thinking, oh yeah. But no, I was back for more games, as these stacks are attesting. Now, I would bet you would love this game, if you do haven't already. Dragon Quest, The Journey of the Cursed King. Apparently this is meant to be absolutely excellent if you like RPGs. Perhaps the best of this generation. You'll get it in a second. It's complete.
When now?
Oh, you could win a PSP.
Still.
So I doubt it. Some of these days, I think we should get one of those registration cards from the Mega Drive and send it in to EA or something. Like, well, I just bought this game of yours and I want to apply for the warranty. And they'd probably look a bit like this. What the hell? Oh, who's selling this warranty card for FIFA 95?
That would be fun though.
It would. Maybe we should. Anyway, there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, keeping it better. Because he has Star Wars Battlefront. I'm putting that on video.
Okay. You shall get it back.
Yeah.
At some point.
At least he enjoyed the game.
Yes. It was quite an enjoyable game. Whoever recommended that or suggested a playthrough or gameplay of that did it well.
I think it's Ding M. I can't remember. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I looked it up. I put it in the subject.
That is true.
I did. And I apologise once more for forgetting your name. Again now. Finally, this is the final game. And it is a game.
It is a game.
Beyond Good and Evil. Again, another one of those games that critically did very well, commercially not so well. 3D action adventure, starring your one with green lips.
Yeah.
Odd choice. But very highly rated, so I was pushing it at 4. I was like, kind of like Dr. Moosh was thinking, but I was on holidays, so why not? Like I had enough carry on. And that's it. That is it.
So, if you would like to see any of these games gameplayed by one or either of us, put a comment below or email Alan or just come visit us over here in Ireland.
Visit him, not me.
You've the one of the games.
Visit him, not me. Before we go,
yes,
there's one thing I want to touch upon, because I was briefly asked about it while I was away.
Go.
The Xbox One.
Ah.
Now, I think we could beat a dead horse on that, because we like beating dead horses. It's what we do for fun over in Ireland.
And since the recession, there are actually more dead horses.
There are, yeah. On the way to, I don't know, Liffey Valley, for
yes.
start, yeah. But I think it sucks. What do you think?
I think it sucks from a fan's point of view. From an executive point of view, it could be one of the worst decisions they've ever taken, ever.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Now, Alan said this to me. Ever since they made the declaration...
The Declaration of
Declaration of Independence. Xbox are a new country.
With Microsoft, that's not beyond the bounds of belief.
It's probably not. But anyway, since they declared that if you were to use a second-hand game, you will be charged a fee, Alan has since told me that since that point, the sales of the Wii U have risen 800%
on Amazon.
On Amazon, yeah.
There, when I checked just before this video, the Amazon's own stock of the Wii U have sold out.
Yeah.
Or at least because the price has shot up to over its normal price. Yeah. That's never happened before. The Wii U is like nearly, oh, Jesus, could you please take it off our hands? Because the rumor is that Sony they have some patent as well for blocking secondhand games, and they are not confirming outright that they're going to allow pre-owned.
Now this is probably why it's a good idea for them to hold back. If they look at this and see Microsoft really get hit on this one single issue, they might decide to scrap it.
Yeah, I have a feeling Microsoft are going to roll back on a lot of that because there was uproar. If you require always on internet connectivity,
idiotic,
and blocking out pre-owned, I just don't see it being a success at all. I mean, the original Xbox, or the Xbox 360, I mean, about half of the users on that aren't online all the time. So you're blocking out a huge amount of your marketplace. Outside of America, you're pretty much screwing yourself, I think.
Yeah.
But maybe they don't care outside of America.
They should.
They're
it's
really
a huge
should.
market.
It's kind of big, the rest of the world.
Yeah.
I don't know. Seems completely silly. And worst of all is the way that they want to use that Kinect camera. Basically, you can record images and any video, voice. They can just stream and store the content and intercept.
Basically, Microsoft want to stalk everyone in
pretty
the world.
much.
Yeah, which
the
is
same with
creepy.
chats as well. They can
creepy.
look into chats. If there's a video by Steve Benway for when they announced it, one of his Friday talkies, he went into it. It was a very good video. But for that alone, with that kind of a lack of privacy and security, no.
Yeah.
And the pre-owned is just the icing on the cake. I can't get behind a model where you're going to be locked down and monopolized in such a way that you have to use their way of doing things or their store.
Yeah.
You don't like a store, you go and you go into another store, whatever. It's same even if you're trading in something. You go and you trade in to GameStop, they're not giving you enough, you could try another store.
Yeah.
With this method, Microsoft are really taking control. They'll say, it's to aid the developers and the publishers. But why are video games supposedly so special? I mean, you've second-hand cars. For years you've had second-hand books, clothes, DVDs, CDs. Second-hand is nothing new.
No.
In fact, before banks, it was the way of the world, Well, yeah, second-hand is nothing new, but tish. Because if it was, it'd be new.
Yeah.
But
that's it. It's the idea of what do you own. If
Yeah.
you go onto iTunes, I think, and you download something, it can be used on 5 devices. That's not really yours. You're renting it. Whereas, Alan's Pac-Man coffee mug, it's his. He owns it. He can smash it if he wants. He can sell it to me if he wants. He won't. But anything that happens,
won't even let you use it.
That's true. But that's your choice. It's your choice of whether you can use it yourself or let other people use it. It's entirely your choice. You own it. It is your property. Whereas, with the music, it's not.
Well, same with software. They say that you license. You have the license to execute that software or to listen to that music, but you don't own the music.
Yeah.
Poppycock.
Do you remember when Prince changed his name? This was all over.
You mean the
To
artist
the
formerly known as
He is Prince now.
I know he's not Prince. Yeah.
Now, I read up on that. Apparently, what happened was he didn't own his music. He wrote all of the music, but under his contract, he didn't own it. He got royalties, but it was actually owned by the parent company. He said, "Well, how can I not own it? How is it not my music? I have written all of it, played every instrument," and I think he did on his debut album, play absolutely every instrument musically, and he didn't own any of his own music. And he said, "Why?" This is coming back to what do you actually own?
27 games.
27 games. Screw Microsoft.
Yeah.
Basically, that was it.
That pretty much sums it up. But anyway, this has been a very long video. In fact, because we can't see the video, the timer could have kicked off. We don't know.
Okay.
So we'll leave it there in what is grown almost from a package of pickups video to the Alan and Tony show. Where we have fun with numbers, we've
Fun with English.
we have holiday tips,
Yeah.
film reviews, topical debates.
References to Tommy Tallarico.
Always references to
Yeah.
Tommy Tallarico.
Someone's actually going to have to send him a link to this.
I've actually spoken to Tommy Tallarico.
Yeah, but did you tell him about us?
Of course not. I don't want him to think we're crazy. We're crazy.
We are. I don't want him to think he's crazy. But
I don't want to think he's crazy. Hey, Tommy, you're crazy. Oh, my secret's out. All this time I thought I was this cool rock guy, you know, in video games.
No, it turns out you're crazy.
He's crazy.
Mm.
That sounds like the end, I think.
I think so.
When you know you're calling Tommy Tallarico crazy, and that he thinks he's crazy, that you know you've hit the end.
I was just going to go with a timer. I think it's been going on very long.
Oh, yeah, it has. Anyway, catch you again soon. Bye, turn this off.
Bye for now.